Hey guys, hope you are all doing good. I just wanted to go ahead and share my sketchbook that I did for October, for all the October prompts. I actually made my own prompt list this year, which I have already shared with you guys a couple times, but yeah, I thought you might like to see what I did. I'm not super happy with everything I made, but I got most of the prompts done. There's two days that I didn't finish, which sucks, but I guess I can always do them later if I feel up to it. This is unrelated, but when I got some clay and made some stuff over the weekend, so I made a little palette. I'm not sure if it'll work yet, but it's very cute and I'm really excited to try it out, and if anything, it's still cute and I can use it for like a paperweight or something. Oh, Bo wanted me to show you his as well. He made a little mushroom. I don't know if you can see it, all the detail. The little oyster mushroom. It got a little burnt because the top was super thin and the base was really thick, but yeah, he's gonna paint that and I'm excited to put it up on our shelf in our living room. It's really cute. So for this drawing, I stuck to 2 pens. I have the Kakuno Pilot fountain pen. This is the fine tip, and I really like it. It very quickly became my favorite pen. Yeah, very nice. I do wish the tip was a little bit finer. You could also use like a tiny bit more like resistance maybe, but overall I really like it, and I've been using it for like all of my like writing like to-do lists and stuff. Really enjoy it. And then the Pentel brush pen, this is a medium. I really like this a lot. It was really good for adding some weight to my lines, and also the tip is extremely thin, so I was still able to get really thin lines. But yeah, so this is just a sketchbook that I made really quickly for myself right before October started. I pretty spontaneously decided to participate this year. But on the inside, it's just some cardstock that I had, which I prefer for using ink on. Okay, so on the first page, on the inside, I just went through and wrote down all of the prompts from my prompt list here, and yeah, and then I just got started on the first page. Knowing that I didn't do the last 2, I probably could have skipped this first page, but that's okay. But yeah, for the first day, the prompt was fungus and dagger. So this is actually an idea that we came up with together on stream when I was streaming over on Twitch. And we just have a dagger with some oyster mushrooms growing out of it and some moss on the handle, and I really like it. I think it would be even more interesting to paint something like this in gouache. Maybe try to do something without outlines and just go in very like, maybe even like Ghibli styled, and like paint this in. I think that would look really nice, and I might try that later on at some point. And for the second one, probably my least favorite out of the whole month, but the prompt for this was fig and shears. And this is definitely before I got a hang of what I wanted to do, like what kind of style. I knew I wanted to do plain black and white. I wanted to minimize shading as much as I could and keep it pretty simple. But looking back, I wish I would have done more just like line detail in this instead of going in with this kind of shading. Not really a fan. But this day, probably my favorite out of the whole month. The prompt was seed and rabbit. You can see most of the prompts are half of them are very like plant-based. I wanted to improve my skills when it comes to drawing like plants, especially flowers. I don't know if I really did that. And then this one was snake and lemon, another one that I worked on the concept on stream for. Don't really like this one either. I think this is a bit too simple and then also too complicated in areas. Weird combination, but yeah, overall I'm not super big fan of this one. Here, for some reason I thought that I would be more interested in doodling and like trying out my ideas and like thumbnailing them before drawing them. So I have these throughout the sketchbook, thinking that it would be really cool, and I think it could in theory, but I did all my sketches like before putting them on paper on Procreate, so it wasn't really necessary. But yeah, here's another one of my favorites of the month. The prompt was Lily and Blood. So of course I had to do a blood bag. I love drawing blood bags. And then we also have some Lily of the Valley on the sides there. But yeah, I really like how this one came out as well. I think this would actually be cool in like a t-shirt or a hoodie or something. So I might look into that at some point. Next we have, prompt was Throat and Violet. I didn't actually end up liking any of my ideas for throat, so I ended up going with more of like the nape of the neck kind of thing. But I really like how this one came out. I think this one would be cool to paint as well. But I actually really like how the line work on the flowers came out. Like, I thought I was overdoing it at the time, but I think it's what makes the drawing, because everything else is kind of like super simple. Next we have Chrysanthemum and Bones / Teeth. So I did both. I have some little teeth here, and then of course the bones. Surprisingly difficult to find good references for these bones, and the flowers were tedious. But I kind of like how it came out. At first I wasn't sure, but the longer I've been looking at it, I do actually like it a lot. I do think the composition is very centered, which usually isn't my cup of tea, but I think it turned out pretty good. Okay, and for this one we had Raven or Crow with Fern. So yeah, I really like the darkness and the texture that came out here on the side, and then the line weight at the bottom of the leaves there. But yeah, I like this one as well. It's not too bad. And I feel like this is where it really starts to go downhill. I don't really super love anything else I made for the rest of the month, but yeah, I think it was good exercise. So this one was Smoke and then also Long Grass. And I was attempting to make the grass look kind of like fire and have the smoke going around it. I don't know, I got really struggled with all the small details in the grass there, and I don't think it really came through. And then this one was Black Eyed Susan and Horns, I think. So I gave her little horns. But yeah, I don't love this one either. It came out a little bit too, I don't know. I was expecting something a little bit darker for some reason. I think it just came out, I don't know, very, I don't even know. But yeah, it wasn't really what I was aiming for. And then we have Wildflowers and Rat. I really like how the rats came out again. I love their little tails wrapping around each other, but again, I'm having a really hard time with the small details and all the layering and stuff, especially with ink with no color or any text, like, I don't know, like having anything else to fall on to like make up for it, I guess. And then here we have, it was Queen Anne's Lace and Blood. Again, having a really hard time with knowing how much detail to use. I really like this one, but I think overall the whole thing is just kind of not the greatest composition. Definitely getting tired of trying to come up with ideas at this point. And then this is the last one I finished. Another idea that we worked on together on my stream. And I actually really like this one. I feel like the detail of the leaves was like the right amount. Even kind of like the more centered composition. I feel like having these helped with the different like layers of like where to put the dark and where to leave it simple. But yeah, I like this one. I think it came out really good. Oh, I did one more. I don't know how I forgot this one. But yeah, this is the last one I did. A lot darker than the rest that I did. But yeah, I did, this one was hibiscus and rope. I wanted to do a big chunky rope, and I found a nice knot to draw online so I would have a reference. And yeah, I think the contrast in this one is really good. Then here we have the ones I didn't do, Weeds / Halo and Honeysuckle / Bloody Lip. And then in the back I just wrote which pins I used and the date I finished on November 4th. But yeah, I'm going to go through it and do a quick little flip through for you. Alright, well that's the tour. I hope you found this interesting in some way. Hopefully I will have a proper sketchbook tour for you at some point. I have about 20 pages left, I think, in my proper sketchbook that I do a lot of painting and sketching in right now, which I'm hoping to finish. I really would like to finish before the end of the year and have that up for you guys. But yeah, I'm definitely feeling a lot more burnt out than I thought I would, especially since I cut the amount of drawings I would be doing in half. But I guess it just happens sometimes. I would like to do another challenge at some point and maybe do a full 30 paintings, but maybe on a much smaller scale. So I'll let you know if I decide to do something like that. Also, keep a lookout for a few videos coming out soon. Hoping to do a video sharing some tips for drawing and painting hands, as well as a video going over some tips for oil painting and some tips for using gouache. So if you have any questions over any of those topics, or you have another topic that you would like me to cover, feel free to let me know. Make sure to subscribe if you would like to be notified when those videos come out. I will see you guys soon for the next video. I hope you had a great October, and I hope your November is going pretty good so far. And I will see you soon. Bye.